No Edits, No Filter, episode 23, take one.
Episode 24.
23.
We're getting old, John.
Yeah. Episode 40.
Yeah, right. You're taking it way too far ahead.
I like it. There's a guy next
Time
to you
flies.
who looks a little older than you because of the hair, man. Maybe we finally got a guy in here that might be older than us, John.
Could be.
How old is he?
I don't know.
I'm not going to say that on
I don't
camera.
know. We're not saying
Oh.
you don't want to give it up. Then he was immediately, because he doesn't want to give it up. is older
Yeah,
than
I
we
would
are.
say you're my dad's age.
I'm probably a lot of
You've
dads.
seen my dad.
A lot of people's dads' age.
Grandpa Bill DeGray is with us. That's awesome. How you doing, boss?
I'm living the dream.
Good
How about
old
you guys?
friend Bill DeGray. We worked at Iowa's studio together
Yes.
back in the
Back in the
heyday of the crazy.
Yes.
A lot of fun.
That was, right? That's where we went
Wild
from.
parties.
I joined as number 15 and went all.
That was like 26 or 7 or something.
Man. Went up to a couple hundred.
And now they're back making money doing it. They got about 79 just killing it. I think they're doing a terrific job out there.
I probably found the right group.
They did found the right groove, I think so. It's an old ad agency, guys, that I used to work at, and Bill was in charge of all the military accounts. It was awesome. Let's thank Bill for his service. He served our country in a great way. Yeah, exactly. So he was a liaison between the military and the things that we would do for us at Iowa Studio.
Yeah, it was fun.
So how did you even meet Iowa Studio? Tell us about that real quick.
It's one of those just purely coincidental things, right? Just remind you just got to keep looking. So I did 24 years in the Army. Last tour of duty was here in Nashville, and got out. Just didn't do anything for a while, catch up with the family and do all the things we'd never done, go to Disney World, yada yada. And then my wife, after about 4 months of that, said, "Okay, it's time for you to go back to work. This retirement thing is not working out." So I just started looking, and sort of like you alluded to, Tom, I happened to stumble upon an ad for IO, and I forget the exact description of the position, but I wasn't a perfect match, right? But I thought, what do I have to lose by applying, right? So I went in, I had picked up a master's in computer information systems, plus I had all that years of military experience. So they actually they brought me on as a contractor first, but kind of to your point, right? Because at that point in the growth of the company, they didn't have anybody that had been in the military, right? So I instantly brought a level of cachet, if you will, with the military client that I could talk to them in a different point of view than anybody else had up until that point. And so things just kind of.
If you don't mind me asking, what did you do? What was your task in the Army? What was?
Well, I had a lot, but basically I worked in what's called the Medical Service Corps branch, right? So I wasn't a doctor, but I was in a lot of field medical.
Played one on TV.
Yes, that's right.
You're gonna live, buddy. You're gonna live.
Dr. Kildare. Yeah.
Think of like MASH.
That's right.
But I wasn't. There's not a role in the MASH TV show that I did. I did more.
That show MASH boring.
It was boring?
Yeah. No, it was on from I think 1972 to 83.
70, was that one of your favorite shows or a bad show?
Well, you got. I don't know.
Did you watch it?
I watched it when I was younger.
Did you like it?
What didn't you like about it?
I liked it. Yeah, it was one of my favorites. I like Radar O'Reilly. I thought Radar fixed everything.
Trust me.
All right, see, there's different takes.
Well,
but that's part of No Edits, No Filter. So he wants to recant his stories from
That's right.
72 to 62. Go.
Well, so I liked it because even though a lot of the stories were kind of absurd, right? It to me kind of accurately represented what my experience. Of course, I wasn't in the Korean War. I'm not that old,
right.
But
also the Forgotten War.
That is true.
Was MASH really about Korea though?
Well, MASH was more of a political.
It was a collection of all of war, I think, more than anything.
They did do a spin-off.
What was the spin-off?
They did do a spin-off.
Yeah, there was an after MASH that didn't only last like one season.
Oh, that was with Father Mulcahy only or something.
And I think Potter was the hospital.
Yeah,
and I think Jamie Farr was in it. But no, for me it was, kind of a realistic representation of a lot of I got deployed for Desert Storm. And frankly, if you're not in the front lines, it was kind of boring,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
You're back in the rear, and,
Sure,
and you're
waiting
just,
for something to happen or not.
yeah,
or being
and
there
I was in
for
a
safety
hospital
net
unit.
support.
Yeah, so you're waiting for. Unfortunately, you're waiting for patients. Not
So Bill, your subject's awesome because it's exactly what I want to talk about today.
okay.
We always come together on Fridays, or sometimes when we do Fridays recently, we just throw a subject out and talk about it. And I want to talk about going and getting in the pool and getting something done. And what I mean by that is getting out of your comfort zone, doing something like you did with our studio that may not look like what it is you want to do, but
Right.
you were willing to go, well, I'll do this and this. I could fit in that.
Mm-hmm.
But by getting out in it, you went and started working for Mitch and Ed, and I know this for a fact. Your career changed. You became a director of the company, and your career took off in a lot of new ways that you thought you were retired, like you said.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden you had a rebirth
Yeah.
of your career, but you did it because you got off your and you went out and
Right.
jumped in the pool. And so each one of these guys has chosen to do that, and there's something really
Yep.
cool about it. John, all these guys come
Yep.
to work for us every day, and they've chosen to get up off their and come to work. And so they've realized that other things, good things have happened to them since they've been here. They've gotten to meet other people and stuff. And so I want to talk about that today, guys. Getting in the pool and running into things, and instead of sitting on the side of the pool, or getting in the game instead of sitting on the sideline. And so, Bill, that's what you did, right? With
Yeah.
IO. You just took a chance
Yeah.
and put yourself out there.
So I think
That's something you have in common with these guys.
Can I ask you a clarifying question?
Sure.
Please do.
Related to the subject? When you just put yourself out there, was there someone else over you doing it? Or was it like you open to creative interpretation?
During the search, or once he got the job?
Once he got the job, was it up to creative interpretation how he would use his job, his position?
Not sure I understand the question, Mac.
I'm saying
I do.
like execution, or did you have to follow a set of guidelines of how it should be laid out?
Was it real structured, or was it?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay. Well, I would say the answer is some of both.
Yeah.
Right. So in
Okay.
other words, when I was first hired on, what they hired me to do is one of the things the company did was support the Army National Guard, and so I did a complete review of the website that the company supported at the time, and found some stuff that was out of date and helped update and things like that. And then a lot of it was kind of making my own way and figuring out where there were maybe areas that could evolve, right? So like Tom said, eventually I started going to Washington, D.C. to meet with the clients, because coming from a military background, I understood.
You spoke the language.
Yeah, I spoke the language, right? Plus I was a retired lieutenant colonel, so I could talk at a different level with them. But the whole point was, like Tom said, the job, I wasn't a perfect fit for the job description, but I thought, I went in and talked to them, and they were willing to take a chance on me, and then it was just sort of, once you jump into the pool, right, to use Tom's metaphor, it's kind of swimming and kind of making your own way, just figuring out, hey, where can my talents best add value? And they used to have a great expression: responsibilities lying all around, just waiting for somebody to pick it up. I forget exactly, but that was the gist of it.
Good.
And so that's one thing I would pass on to you guys, right? Is if you see an opportunity to do something, don't always. I would even tell you, don't always wait for permission, right?
It's good advice. Brad, you did that. You jumped in the deep end one time by just going and working at DIDD.
I did.
Opened a lot of doors for you, didn't it?
Sure did.
Talk about that. Was that scary? Was it hard to go jump in that pool in the same analogy? Was it hard to go do that?
No, I think it was just welcoming.
What did it benefit you? In what ways did it benefit you think?
Well, last fall, my supervisor from DID actually invited me to go to Chattanooga with them.
So created an opportunity for travel.
Yeah.
Created a friendship. Created all kinds of things.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. We ended up hiring you, and you working here based on a film you had done at DIDD. Is that kind of, in some ways, and interestingly true? And we met at Ideal and all that. But what I'm getting at is by putting yourself out there and taking something that you're saying wasn't very hard, and that's a good thing to say, opened a lot of doors for you. You've created friendships and jobs and other things. Dustin, what would you say you've done? I mean, you moved from Atlanta
Yeah.
right? And what did you do that you're really proud of? Maybe you jumped in the deep end one time and did something you were kind of afraid of doing. You got any thought on that?
No.
John, what about you? Have you ever taken a risk and done something that you were real proud of?
The tier I already good with all of the contracts for us, and they moved me to the warehouse department.
Yeah.
And I got an award.
You got an award at Goodwill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you were willing to get out of the house and go work at Goodwill.
Yeah.
Was that hard that first day at Goodwill?
No, I was there for a couple of months training. Had another job that didn't work out.
Yeah.
I went back to Goodwill.
What was your reason for going to Goodwill?
I don't know. First I was there for 10-day evaluation, then I went to New Horizons, and they offered me a job that didn't work out, and I went back to Goodwill.
Okay. But why did you go do that? What was your motivation to go out and seek out a job? Let's talk about that. What is our motivation? We can all sit around the house in our pajamas and eat Wheaties and watch cartoons, right? I mean, what's the motivation for getting out of bed in the morning, getting dressed, and going to work?
That was just good.
It was good?
No, every time I come in here, I was thinking, well, they get me something to do, and I do it.
And you like that?
Like the other day, Matt was back. Like Tuesday when I was better, Matt showed me how to do that job. Pick that thing up out of the box and put gloves under it, put it back. I did that. I kind of did it stand up and sit thing.
Was that good?
Yep.
So you felt needed. You felt important.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's cool. Importance. Yeah, I like to come and feel important. That's awesome. Brad, what gets you out of bed in the morning? What? You're a motivated guy, man.
I am.
You can sit around and cook eggs because you're a good chef and hang out in the apartment.
That's right.
Why do you go jump in the pool every day?
Because I'm not really that lazy at all.
Because you're not lazy. I like that. That's an awesome answer.
Yeah.
Dustin, you're a hard worker. You get up and come in here every day. Is it to get away from your mom? You get real now. I'm teasing.
No.
I'm not. I'm totally kidding. But no, what keeps you coming into something, whether it's here or you're working in Atlanta? You've been a guy that's gotten up and gone to work. What motivates you?
I don't know exactly.
No?
I don't know.
Matthew, I know you got something to say on this.
I have a lot of things. I'm just, well, the first thing I'm going to say is I'm motivated every day to come here and work because of the great work we're doing here. That's
Cool.
the first thing. Second thing is we're I feel like this podcast every week is a testament to it's a platform for people with disabilities.
Mm.
That's the second reason I come here and
Cool.
do what I do.
Yeah.
The third reason is I feel like I feel like I'm paving a path for other people with disabilities that want to go into this field. Same as Brad over there. I feel like
You guys produce this show, really.
yes,
Edit it.
exactly, and that's the third.
That's
That's the
cool.
third reason I come here, Tom, and I apologize, but I'm very damn proud. Every day, Brad should be too,
That's right.
that we come here, we make this stuff happen,
Absolutely.
and let's not forget to mention Val, who
Well, there's a lot of people around here making things happen.
well,
That's fine.
this is just a special place to me, Tom,
Cool.
and I just can't
But it's
wait.
because y'all jumped in. If you were at home, we wouldn't be doing this. And all you people that are missing it, Carson, let's call some dudes out. We ought to be here. John A., Carson, some of these guys ought to be here.
They should have.
And
They should
Matt
be.
and Nate and all those guys. It's Friday afternoon and it's really pretty outside right now. So I got to tell you, it's tough to be in here with no lights and no anything. We should have held class outside today.
Yeah, for a long time, it was just Matt. There was just me, John, Carson.
Yeah. That's more folks, isn't it, John?
Then Matt come along.
Matt Bowman, he's working hard, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, what about it, guys? Would you have any wisdom, Dustin? A little one word of wisdom to somebody that might be afraid to go do that, get out of their room, or go, try something that they hadn't tried before. Any advice? Any guys have?
I actually
Yeah.
had, I saw a video once. It was talking about in this modern day and age, our fears, our worries, our fear of the unknown, our fear of opportunities. Don't let any of that hold you down. Go do it. Yoda says, do or do not, there is no try. I'm just going to say it right now.
Bam.
Because there is absolutely no reason why you can't go do it instead of sitting at home.
I'm reading a book by Bob Goff, a really great writer, and he's
That's my wisdom.
It's called Love Does, and it's active. It's supposed to go out and do. I think that's exactly right, Matthew. That's good wisdom. John, anything you want to say? Any wisdom?
We had to do everything. Every day when we come in, we make this place work.
Without you, it doesn't work, right? I would agree with that. I would agree 100%. Dustin, Brad, anything? Any advice? Oh, wise one. I know. DeGray's got something to say. What would you say, man? Just to close this out.
Yeah, there's a great quote. I actually have it on my laptop screen, and I should know who said it, but it basically says the best way to get ahead is to get started.
Amen.
So,
Amen.
And
exactly right.
if you don't start,
somebody asked me one time, how do you become a songwriter? I said, go write a song.
Yeah.
Well, like before the whole video field, I always feel like it really frustrates me when I have this idea, or I don't know if this is a line of thinking, but it's like, when I think of something, traditionally, I want to go do it. Like today, I will say, setting up this podcast, and Val said something very, thought-provoking that, it's a good thought. Sometimes, like when there are people higher up, and I think it goes along with, sometimes you have to interpret the way whoever you're working for, how they want it, but still do it the best you can. And I think, that is very true. And I think my point is that, my point is, do the best you can, and
But do. I think that's what you're trying to say. Just don't be afraid to do it.
just do it.
Yeah.
Just
Exactly right.
and
There's a reason Nike spent a bunch of money saying 3 words.
okay.
I agree, and it's just go do it, man, and that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Well, just see what frustrates me is, sometimes I get people asking questions about, my drone. This has happened in the past, and I feel like, should I go buy a drone? And right off the bat, I try to tell them, but I've told people about this. I've come to the realization, even though people I've asked, should I go down this path? It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to commit to it.
Okay.
And it's like, people just need to realize that they need to get their head out together. And if there's something they want to do it instead of talking about it.
Cool.
It frustrates me when people just talk about it and don't do it.
That's a good point, man.
Like
Anything,
just do it.
yeah. And not be afraid of the consequences.
It's just like that meme. Just do it.
Just do it. All right, well, guys, thank you all for this. Has been a great week. Bill DeGray, old friend, IO Studio Days.
thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for your service again, and thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
All right, you're afraid to. You won't do it, will you?
Right. Anyone who's not afraid of bad words can do it.
Wow, there you go. Okay. That's wisdom right there, and you'll know what he means because we close out this show every week with one saying.
Can we change the saying?
No, not yet. And Brad can't say it because it has a bad word in it. Dustin, will you say it?
Big ass tacos.
Big extra. Hey, what about
big ass tacos?
No, big extra tacos.
No, that's big ass tacos.
Big extra tacos.
I love it.